Welcome to the Daily Dose of the Spiritual Vitamin with me, Bonnie B. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's been acting kind of crazy. I did a recording earlier. Wouldn't let the recording play. I don't know. I erased some videos. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, welcome everyone. The video I did earlier didn't make it, so I'm gonna do it again. At least try to. Earlier, I made a video because the Spirit of God wanted me to talk about childhood wounds. Things that have been done to us as children that create painful situations, memories, or events in our adult lives. These are things that, although we may not talk about them, they have had an effect upon us as adults. Some of us never got opportunities to be children. Some of us were very abused as children, both sexually and mentally, meaning molestation. This is something that, as an adult, can create PTSD, mental illnesses, bipolarism, manic depressions. Especially when you sit and you think about all the things that you've gone through as a child, how people treated you, and the effect that it's had on you as an adult. Hurt people hurt people. So, if your mother was the kind of mother that was very abusive towards you, and your father was the type of father that was very abusive towards you, and you come from an abusive household, you may have a tendency to gravitate towards people who are quite abusive and form codependent relationships. Codependent relationships are not relationships that are healthy. Some of them are trauma bonds. We bond together because we've been through this abusive situation for so long with one another that this is part of who we are. You have marriages to stay together forever because of trauma bonding. You don't want to do trauma bonding. As children, we expected our parents to protect us, keep us safe, teach us. And so often we find that some of the things that we were taught were not correct. They were wrong. We find that as adults, we're looking for pure love, and we think that because of the way that we were treated as children, that this is the way that love is shown us. We have some people out here whose fathers were very abusive to them. They used to beat them. And you have some out here whose mothers were very abusive to them and used to beat them. And then you have some whose both parents were very abusive to them and beat them. You have some children, like in my family, how the younger kids had to be with the older kids, and the younger kids could hit the older one, and the older one better not hit on, stuff like that. They're little, It's a lot of things that we were taught as children that were not correct. We find ourselves sometimes as adults in relationships where our spouse, or not necessarily our spouse, but our mate that we have chosen, can be abusive, smack you, punch you, beat you, You do something wrong, you go buy a gift, give it to them to make up, instead of just telling them, hey, I'm sorry. You can't throw money at problems, What's wrong with our society today? We throw money at problems. We don't look at them for what they are and try to deal with them. There's so many kids out here who are hooked on drugs and everything else because they messed up lives, Parents didn't give them love, gave them plenty of money, but didn't give them no love. Didn't give them compassion, comfort, hugs, kisses. Those things that make you feel special. And not for any reason, just because. Unconditional love. And so many of them have it mixed up. They think that... I was looking at Kirk Franklin and his son and the relationship that they have and understanding, how Kirk feels as far as him talking to his son, but I can't say I agree with Kirk because I have a daughter and she has mental issues and sometimes she can get a little fly at the mouth too, but I would never cuss her out. It's not me. I'm not made that way. My ex-husband used to say it's because I was a coward. I'm not a coward. It's because of the unconditional love. It's because of the understanding. And it's because I know that there are things that make people behave the way that they behave. That there are triggers and things that go far deeper than what you see on the outside. There is an underlying core issue or core reason why a person behaves the way they behave. Like a narcissistic person may be narcissistic because they may have grown up as an abused child, not getting any attention. So now as they become adults, the whole world centers around them. It's a me thing. And then you have some adults who are violent, and that's because growing up, they grew up in violent households, toxic, smacking them around and cussing them out, and they grew up this way, and they believe this is the normal way to behave. This is the normal way to treat people. I've heard people cuss their kids out, and then I'll hear the kids out on the street cussing. These are learned behaviors. Taught. If you live in a house, it's you, your mom, two brothers, and another sister, and your mom and your dad. And your dad is constantly beating your mom. And then your dad is beating you, and beating mom, and beating the kids. To control. Then you grow up thinking that the way to control is to beat everybody, Bully mentalities. No. A lot of these type of mentalities are going on in our society today. We have a lot of children who are growing up this way. We have a lot of children of parents who were abused in some shape, form, or fashion and now neglect their children. They don't take care of them. They're busy getting high, popping mollies and smoking crack and shooting heroin. Kids outside in dirty diapers, running up and down the street, joining gangs, running amok. And you understand that Satan has always wanted to destroy the family. How you destroy the family? Kill off mom and dad, spiritually. Hold on for a minute. Hello. I had to take a little station break there and take care of some business, but I really wanted to close this out with love your inner child. Most of our inner childs have been wounded, hurt, and we need to learn to love ourselves first. Because in learning to love you first, you'll fill your heart up with love and you'll be able to love others. But we've got to heal the inner childhood wounds. We must go in, take a look, and heal those things that hurt us deeper than what we show. So you all be blessed. I keep you all in prayer. And I'll be back with another Daily Dose of Light from me.